Hey there, Tiff here. Welcome. Come and join me out on the back deck. It's a little bit breezy actually, but we're in summertime, so that's absolutely beautiful. You should see we've got amazing blue skies here today, and I really wanted to invite you to come and sit out on the back deck with me because I really wanted to have a talk to you about how you're talking to yourself. And why I'm saying that is because I speak to a lot of women who really struggle in being kind to themselves. They feel that what they keep doing is like they keep beating themselves up and nothing's ever good enough. And I'll tell you now, if you have that attitude that you keep in the sense of you beat yourself up, nothing is ever good enough, you're never going to be good enough. And I can really relate to that because I've been there. You know, when I was chasing my sporting dream of being #1 tennis player in the world, I used to beat myself up all the time. Nothing was ever good enough. No matter how hard I trained, no matter what I did, it was never good enough. And I'd beat myself up, not good enough. You're never going to make it, Tiff. You're having yourself on. So the thing that I want you to understand, it's not about how hard you're working. It's actually about what's going on up in here, in your head, what you're thinking about, how you're feeling about yourself. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. So go and grab a coffee, grab a glass of water, whatever you want to do. Come back, sit with me and join in with my chat today with you. And I look forward to seeing you, so don't go anywhere. Hey there, Tiff here. Welcome to Ambition Habits. Ambition is the spark and habits are the foundation. So what we're going to be talking about today is really about you being kinder to yourself. Right? When you're feeling defeated and you're feeling low and you're feeling upset that you haven't performed well in your sport, whether it's your local competition, even socially, it doesn't matter what level of sport you're playing. If you're really struggling and you're really upset about it, there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is because you want to do better. I understand that. We all want to do better in a sport that we've chosen to play. I've just taken up a new sport in the last 12 months. Absolutely love it. I'm addicted to it. And I've got sights of going to the Commonwealth Games. Right? I'm 54 and I want to go to the Commonwealth Games. I've always wanted to compete in the Commonwealth Games and the Olympics, and I have an opportunity to do that now in a new sport. So I'm very, very excited about that. But I didn't get to achieve that when I was younger, when I played tennis and even when I played golf. And why was that? Because I kept beating myself up, because I never thought I was good enough, because I was really speaking to myself in a way that I wouldn't allow anyone else to speak to me in that way. But it was okay for me to beat myself up. It was okay for me to put myself down. It was okay for me to tell me I was rubbish. It was okay for me to tell me that I'd never make it. It was okay to tell myself that I'll never be good enough. It's okay to tell myself that you might as well just walk off. What's the point? You're hopeless. I think you might be able to relate to that. So what we want to do is we want to find ways in which we can then deal with that blow in the sense of, okay, I haven't performed that well today. What's really going on for me? I'd really like to play so much better. I'd really like to play much better in my competitions. I'd really like to go and play that event. I'd really like to go overseas and play in a few competitions and see how I go. I'd really like to get into that team. How are you going to do that? Well, I can tell you now, you won't be able to do it the way you're feeling right now and the way you're speaking to yourself. Things have to change. We have to make changes. So what I'm going to share with you today is something really simple. And we're going to start off with something really simple today, and through other podcast episodes following this, we're going to be talking about it in much deeper detail. But today, what I want you to be focusing on is just a couple of really, really simple things, okay? So let's say you've played your round of golf or your tennis match or your soccer game or whatever it is that you've played, and you've come off and you've been really, really disappointed with the way you've played, and to the point where you feel like you're going to cry. So have a cry. I'm not saying not to. Have a cry. You don't have to be a big, strong, tough woman and not show any emotion. Show the emotion. Let it out. Because all it will do is it harbours inside of you, right? In your chest and in your stomach. And it's painful to hold it there. Because then it takes over you. Because that's all you worry about. You get concerned about your performance. Right? You get concerned about the way you played. It lingers with you. And I get that. I have that. I understand that. I've just taken up lawn bowls in the last 12 months. Absolutely love it. Have an opportunity that I see that, going to the Commonwealth Games at 54, 55, I'll probably be 56 by the time that happens. But the opportunity is there to relive a new dream, right? So the thing that I want you to understand is it's not about just because one performance is going to dictate who you are. I find that with golf too, like with women with handicaps, they feel that they get judged on what their handicap is. If they've got a high handicap, they think that they're not good enough. And if they have a lower handicap, obviously they feel better about themselves. But it's not a number, it's just a number. And it's not that number that dictates who you are. Right? So it doesn't matter what level of competition that you're at in whatever sport you're at. You want to play better for you. You want to perform better for you. Right? So let's talk about how we can do that. So the first thing is bawl your eyes out. If you're really upset about your performance, let it out. Cry your eyes out. Cry as hard as you can. And what that will do is that will release all that tension. That will release that feeling of you feeling so disappointed that you can let go. Because the big thing that we have to make sure that we do is we let go. We let go of how we're feeling. Okay, we can't harbour it. We can't hold on to it because it hurts. Right, we have to learn to let it go and release it. So crying is great. Have a cry. Let it out. And you've got to understand it's all part of the process. Of course, when we win or we perform so much better, of course we're happier. But when we have those moments where we just can't get it together for whatever reason, and we get challenged for whatever reason, usually it's what's going on up in here in our mind, then we have to work out a way in which we can release and learn. Okay? So the first one was crying, right? So then the second thing that I want you to do around that is grab a journal. If you don't have one, grab one, create one. And just write it out. Write down how you're feeling about how you played in your sport today. Just let it all out. Just let it all flow and let it be released. Okay? Once you've done that, and you'll probably feel quite good about that because you're enabling yourself to release it. Then what I want you to do is I want you to actually look at what worked well for you. Right? You can always find something that worked really well. Was it the way in which you hit your forehand? Or was it the way in which your focus was so much better? Or was it the way in which you were able to putt better out on the golf course? Or were you able to do a great serve? Or were you able to deliver a great bowl? Whatever it is. Like the technique felt great, right? Look for something that's going to make you feel good about it. Then, after you've done that, what I want you to do then is look at what's not working. What didn't work for you today? Was it the technique? Was it where you were aiming? You were skew-whiff today, went off somewhere else in a different direction? Could you not quite get the right length today? Could you just not feel it? You couldn't find what you were looking for in your technique? Was it that you were agitated? Was it that you had these huge expectations on yourself that you should be able to get to a particular number? Whatever it is, right? Write down what was going on for you there. Then the third thing out of that, what I want you to do is then I want you to write down, what was your self-talk like? How did you actually speak to yourself? Because I will guarantee you that if you didn't perform that well and you're really disappointed and you had these huge expectations, I can guarantee you that it's probably what you're saying to yourself. Like, what were you saying to yourself? Oh, come on, Tiff. Just not good enough. Oh, come on. Oh, geez, that was hopeless. Who do you think you are? You're having yourself on. Why are you out here playing this game, Tiff? You're just not good enough. You're totally out of your depth. What's going on? Why'd you show up today? You knew you weren't in a good frame of mind, so what's the point? Why'd you bother? Sound familiar? So, with that today, that's all I want you to acknowledge is actually what's going on with regards to how you felt, what worked well, and then what didn't work well, and then also what your self-talk was like. Now, if you've noticed that your self-talk was pretty poor, what I want you to do is I want you to rewrite those statements. So all those negative statements that you've written down, rewrite them into something else, because that is how we're going to start changing the language, because a lot of it is our thoughts, and our thoughts then create the feelings create the actions, and then the actions create the results, right? So we've got to change the thoughts. So if you've said, oh, come on, Tiff, just not good enough, say, come on, Tiff, let's just stay in the moment. Come on, Tiff, why'd you show up today? Come on, Tiff, you're here because you wanted to have a great game today. Just focus and be in the moment, right? Just reframe it so that you can really, really help yourself, okay? So I hope you enjoyed our chat today. Love it if you could let me know what you liked best about what you heard today. If you are really struggling with confidence, I've got a 3-step confidence formula called the Has Confidence Formula. If you just go to my website, you'll see it at the end, but it's tiffany-micah.com. Come and visit the site. You'll see the 3 steps to confidence and download that. I've actually got a few videos that back that up as well, and I'd love to see you there. And if you really enjoyed this video, reach out to me and let me know how you felt and what's going on for you. I'd really love to hear from you. And for now, I want you to dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Have an awesome day. Take care. Talk soon. Bye for now. See you later.